education. And education is a mountain that a lot of people don't think about. For instance, right now we have a plethora of people that want to get into actual schooling. So in homeschooling, that's not a lot of information. So if you've been doing homeschooling for a while, that's easy YouTube content that you could be putting out. That's easy Instagram content that you could be putting out. That's easy Facebook content that you could be putting out. Like the 5 best lessons you should know as a homeschooler, different things like that. Yo, so this is episode 5, week 5. I'm sorry we missed you on Thursday, but you know, it's Black Panther Day and you already know how that goes. So, you know, we had to take a break, but I am glad to see you back on this Friday. It is raining here. It's raining, but we're doing what we have to do. And we're just gonna jump right into it. All right, so the 7 mountains. This is what we're talking about today, okay? So it's 7 different mountains dealing with 7 different aspects of human connection. And I'm gonna talk about this from a content creation aspect because I'm not this theologist and different things like that, but my pastor actually taught on this, I wanna say 2014, 2015, and I have forever always loved that message. So I wanna share with you all on what these different 7 mountains are, and as a content creator, how we should be focusing on these 7 different things. Here's what I want you to think about. So when it comes to these mountains, you have the opportunity to conquer that said mountain. And once you get to the top, you actually can see the other mountains. So it usually goes like this. Once you get, you start from the bottom of whatever that said mountain is, and I'm gonna go into what the mountains are. You climb your way up, then you are at the place where you're at the forest vantage point, and you're able to actually see the other 7 mountains. So it makes it easier to actually jump a mountain or communicate with another person that's across at the top. So the great thing about this, I want to say this, for instance, Kanye. All right, so Kanye started off as and I know all the stuff that's going on with him and all that other stuff. I just want to use him as an example. Okay, he started off as a producer, climbed the producing portion where he became a phenomenal producer. That's in one mountain. Now, then he was able to jump to another mountain when it came down to creating fashion itself. Did that mountain, then he jumped from that mountain into the different mountain. So I want you to think about that when it comes to you as a creative and how you can take your mountain, expand that mountain, and jump to another mountain, conquer that mountain, and go to another mountain. With the first mountain, and I want you all to think about this. So we have mountain 1, which is arts, entertainment, and sports. So if you are building a page, all right? And in this first mountain, this is the easy one. It's arts, entertainment, and sports. It's probably one of the easiest one. If you're dope at sports, talk about that in your content creation. If you're dope in entertainment, when it comes to gossip, whatever, if that's the thing you want to do, or, you know, entertainment of who just got married, or when it comes to arts, film, different things like that, that is its own mountain itself. I want to call that an AES mountain. So that's mountain number 1. We have a second mountain, the mountain of business. So when it comes to understanding business, understanding finance, you see that on YouTube. People that run finance channels do a phenomenal job on YouTube because they're conquering that said mountain. There's a person called Meet Kevin that's on YouTube, and he talks about finances, but he then started inching into like politics, which is another mountain. It's actually the 5th one I want to get to. I kind of jumped, but he was able to build up his channel talking about finances, then kind of slowly transition to the political side, then went back to finances, and he's able to kind of go back and forth between these mountains. And I want to talk about that. So that's mountain number 3. You know, mountain number 5, which is government and politics itself. That's its own separate mountain. All right. Next mountain, vlogging. This, you should be doing this if you have a phenomenal family. If everyone loves seeing your family, that is its own mountain there. That is a mountain that you could be doing content creation on. So that is a mountain. Another mountain, education. And education is a mountain that a lot of people don't think about. For instance, right now we have a plethora of people that want to get into actual schooling. So in homeschooling, that's not a lot of information. So if you've been doing homeschooling for a while, that's easy YouTube content that you could be putting out. That's easy Instagram content that you could be putting out. That's easy Facebook content that you could be putting out. Like the 5 best lessons you should know as a homeschooler, different things like that. Or if you're in education, hey, what are the top 3 schools to attend as an engineer? What are the top 3 schools to attend as a graduate of college and into grad school? So that is just some ideas to think about as a content creator, which is another mountain in education. All right, so the next mountain, which would be religion. All right, we already know this is a big mountain in, you know, Christianity in itself when it comes to Hinduism, whatever your flow is, you have that lane as a mountain. And it's something that you all should be using if that is your background. Now, the last one of the hardest ones, I would say, would be the media mountain. Think about the media mountain because it's so big. So far as YouTube itself, that's where I'm at, and I'm here as a content entrepreneur. I know you've heard the content creator slang a lot, but I want to kind of focus on the content entrepreneur side, teaching businesses how to create content and other content creators how to do business. So that's where I'm at. So when it comes to media and teaching through this medium, that's where I land at. So I just want you all to think about that as you're thinking about your niche in your lane. What of these 7 mountains could you do? So these are things I want you to think about when it comes to content creation in these 7 different mountains. Think about these 7 different mountains and which one would best benefit you. And there's this phenomenal saying that I learned actually from Facebook, and it's true. So think about buffaloes. We're going to talk about buffaloes. So buffaloes itself, when they see a storm approaching, they actually have the innate ability to run towards the storm instead of running away from the storm. Reason being because they hate water. And they want to go towards this storm as quickly as possible because they've learned if they go through the storm, then they're able to actually conquer that fear of being wet and get through the pain as quickly as possible. So I want to compare this to you. If you are one of those individuals that say, hey, I have this problem of committing to one said thing. It's okay. Try that one said thing. Jump into it. Just jumping into it and do it. That's going to create another source of ability for you to share the positive words that you have, the positive affirmations that you have. All right. So we're going to wrap that up. That is episode 5. I want you all to think about that and think about what 7 mountain you want to utilize for your new content creation page. All right. Whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, whatever. All right. So next week, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to start getting into like the fundamentals of Facebook and learning TikTok and learning YouTube, understanding Reels, different things like that. We actually going to start getting into that content pretty soon. So thank you and say la.